new Ninja SLUSHi machine on the block. This one is bigger. This one is better. We'll see about that. But this one is also exclusive. The Ninja SLUSHi XL professional frozen drink maker is currently on sale for $329.99. It's only available at Costco. You can also find this at Costco.com. This new Ninja comes with a larger tank holding 96 ounces compared to the original Ninja's 88 ounces. That's 8.6% larger, meaning that you can serve one more cocktail per batch. Now keep in mind that this is the total capacity of the tank and not the fill line. The new Costco version can accommodate 74 ounces of mix, where the original one is 64 ounces. It also claims to create a longer lasting slushy, which I am skeptical about. And most importantly, it comes with 2 insulated bubble cups with straws. How kind of them. Are these machines different on the outside? Yes, but just a little bit. They share the same looking body, but different colors, same drip tray, same auger, seemingly the same evaporator, same buttons and layouts, but the Costco version is actually just a little bit taller. The tank on the older model does not fit the new machine, and the tank from the new machine kind of fits the old machine. I did a leak test for this too. It didn't leak, but it doesn't really fit. And now my old one doesn't really fit very tight, so I wouldn't advise trying that if you have both tanks somehow. So technically the body is different. Okay, why do I have this machine and why am I making this video? Well, those are very good questions. Let's start with the problems I've encountered with the original Ninja SLUSHi machine, the machine that I first got my hands on in July of 2024. The biggest problem I've come across is this just can't live up to what they're selling. Ninja claims the original SLUSHi can make cocktails that are 16% ABV, that's alcohol by volume, and it cannot. It can't really even do 13%, and oftentimes it can't even do 10% ABV SLUSHis. So is that specific to the machine I have, or is it just all Ninjas? I know from many of you in the comments that oftentimes you have trouble with the cocktail recipes that I share for the SLUSHi machine that are 10 to 11% ABV. So hopefully this new machine can clear up whether it's something wrong with my machine, your machine, or just all of these machines. Another issue that's come up for me is that it's annoying to fill and refill. Not a major issue, but it's annoying. When I make a SLUSHi, I like to pull a little bit out of it to test, and then I refill it into the tank. But the design makes sure that no pieces of ice or solids can get into the machine. Safety first, but it's kind of annoying because it takes forever and you have SLUSHi kind of sitting up there at the top of the machine. This new machine seems to have addressed that at least a little bit with a deeper opening where the machine is filled. The last problem that everyone that has had the original Ninja SLUSHi comes across is that you cannot clean it. It is uncleanable. The way that the back of the tank is designed is flawed. This hard plastic is folded over, but where those panels meet is too tight for anything to fit inside. Sponges, bottle brushes, and even toothbrushes cannot clean this. And because of the location of this fold, you can't get a faucet or a correct sort of spray nozzle in there to attempt to spray water to clean it. Is this residue from a Mai Tai made 10 months ago? Probably. The new model appears to have solved this problem. But the real reason I bought this was I was duped. I read the website description. Superior frozen drink experience, smoother texture, no dilution, longer lasting slush versus Ninja BN800. Now this is on me, but I just assumed that when comparing this new Ninja to something else and saying it's longer lasting slush, that would mean the machine gets colder than the older model. But I messed up because I didn't actually check what Ninja BN800 was. It's not a SLUSHi machine, it's a blender. So this SLUSHi machine creates drinks with a longer lasting slush than their blender, which is cool, I guess. And this is not just a Ninja issue, but really a marketing problem with all SLUSHi machines. No ice. All of these machines love to tell you that no ice is required or no ice is needed. No ice. Well, yeah, it's literally an ice maker. It makes ice. That's what it does. And then it scrapes that ice off of the thing making the ice. That's how a slushie machine works. No dilution. I don't even know what they're talking about. It's basically all dilution. You have to add water. And yes, a regular drink with ice will have that ice melt over time and dilute your drink. This does the same thing. Your slushie will melt over time, making the drink more diluted, adding more water to your drink, diluting your drink. Now, they may also be trying to make the argument that if you use these cups, your slush will last longer. Which, yeah, no shit. If you use an insulated tumbler to serve your drinks, it will keep it colder than a different kind of cup. I want to see if this is different, if it is better, and if it was worth my money. This video is not sponsored, obviously, and I bought this machine myself, just as I did the original machine last year, but this Ninja is from Costco, which means it also comes with the best return policy in the game. Pretty much lifetime returns for any reason. That's one of the benefits of shopping somewhere where you have to pay for the privilege of spending your money there. If you've been following along with me here, you'll know I have an entire second channel devoted to all things slushy. That's Make and Drink Frozen. And the truthful reason I am sharing this video here and not there is because this audience is bigger. This costs $329.99, and I would love to one day recoup those costs. So we'll run a test on this machine side by side with the original Ninja. Is it better than the original, or is it the same? I made up this mix that is 16% ABV and 4% sugar. If you look at the machine's manual, it will do a max of 16% ABV and requires 4% sugar at a minimum. I can tell you this will not work on my original machine, and I am guessing that it will not work on the new one, but we will see. Keep an open mind, they said. In the event that this machine does not get a drink to slush, which it won't, I will empty each machine and add enough additional water and sugar to lower the ABV by 1% while keeping the sugar at 4%. I will keep doing this as long as needed. Each machine will start with 50 ounces and I will start and run them at the same time. After 21 minutes and 19 seconds, both machines told me at basically the same time that they were ready. These are slushies now, but they're not. It's still all liquid. So I bumped it up to the high setting, still on the spiked slush setting, and let them run. After 7 more minutes, I got the alert that they were ready. And while I don't consider either of these to be a slushie, I was surprised to see that there was some ice. Not much, but more than I anticipated and more than I have experienced in previous testing. So I lowered the ABV to 15%, keeping the sugar at 4%, and ran them again. After 10 minutes, I was alerted that we now had a slush. Once again, we did not. Super close though, I'll give some points to it here, but not a real slushie, not quite yet. So I adjusted them down again, now at 14% ABV and 4% sugar, and ran them again. What a slushie is and is not is very subjective. I'm okay with a little loose and melted liquid on the edges, but it needs to be mainly a slushie. It needs to have some body and texture. It needs to be able to pile on itself and not fall completely flat. After 17 minutes, we got some decent slushie. It's not perfect. It's kind of a technicality here, but I want to give some credit to the Ninja because these usually don't work. 14% ABV and 4% can work, but it also might not work. Not just because you have a different machine, but because if I ran this test again, I don't think I would get the same results. It seems like there's software involved in all of these decision makings behind these machines. And why this told me it was ready when it was at 16% ABV, when it wasn't, and why just yesterday a recipe I made with 12% gave me a high alcohol alert, that's just completely unknown to me. It doesn't make any sense. The mix that I used today, I colored red. But one of the first things I did when I got this machine was I used a mix that was also red, but it was just water and a little simple syrup. I didn't even measure the sugar, but for that intro that you watched, I just needed something to slush. So I just used water, red food coloring, and simple syrup. The problem was that it didn't work. It gave me a low sugar warning, which I'd not really experienced before. And that's fine. I didn't even measure the sugar, so I added more sugar. I got another low sugar warning. I added more, and I added some syrups I had in the fridge. Again and again, I kept getting a low sugar warning. I was following the directions. If you get a low sugar warning, add more sugar. Finally, I knew that there was no possible way that it was under 4% sugar, so I tested it in a refractometer, and it was 15.9% sugar. No alcohol, just a sweet mix that should slush easily. We know this machine can slush that, but on this particular day at this particular time, it wouldn't do it. So I turned it off, gave it about an hour, came back, and then it worked. Now, if you follow this channel, and especially if you follow the Frozen channel, you know that I pick on Ninja a lot. And it's not because this machine is bad, but because I have the most experience with it. I've used it dozens and dozens and dozens of times, so the frustration has just built up over time. I can't do what it says it can do, but really none of them can. Having said that, I would still recommend these to anyone because it's the best brand that makes these. And if you have a problem with it, you know that you can talk to customer service and hopefully get it handled. Can you do that with the other brands? I don't know. I have a much larger video coming soon testing all 8 SLUSHi machines I have, and while I will spoil it and say that the Ninja performs at the bottom, it's still good. And if you have a Costco membership, it seems like by far the best deal. You get the biggest tank, you get some amazing SLUSHi cups, and guess what, guys? This will keep your SLUSHi colder longer than like a plastic cup. And you can return it at any time, really for any reason. So it's not the only SLUSHi machine that I would recommend, but if someone was like, hey, I want to get a SLUSHi machine, I would tell them they should consider the Ninja SLUSHi. So if you're interested in more recipes for the Ninja SLUSHi and any other home SLUSHi machine, check out my second channel, Make and Drink Frozen. I'll still be posting videos here occasionally on SLUSHi machines, but much more there, including SLUSHi cocktail recipes. I just did a zombie, we did a porn star martini. I also just posted a margarita showdown on the new Ninja where I made 3 different margaritas, the Costco Gold Margarita Mix, the Margarita Man Margarita Mix, and my updated Make and Drink Margarita. And I'll give you those recipes and I'll give you a rating for each one of those as well. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.